In this section of the video, we're going to talk about preparing the decals before they're installed. So when you get decals from us, you're going to find a sleeve with a decal set. Hopefully it'll be marked. It probably will have your name on it so that you know that it's right, along with which set that you're getting. So in the event that you're getting multiple sets in the same box, you know which one is which. No matter if they're marked, and no matter if you have always had great success in buying decals from us, I always recommend that as soon as you get a set of decals, open it up, inventory the set, like I'm doing right now. Make sure that you're getting all the decals that go in that set. Now, in a few minutes, we'll talk about how to know if you've gotten all the decals, but for right now, let's just open this set up. Now, this is not a complete decal set. This is just for illustration purposes. So you'll notice it says Komatsu and it says partial set there. So let's see what's in this set, because I honestly don't know all what was given to me here. Okay, so it looks like we've got a couple of model numbers for Komatsu, a couple of the smaller words, and then one large Komatsu logo. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is that these things tend to retain their memory of being rolled. And that's why I always recommend that you get them open in advance. So what you might want to do is take something like a straight edge. Even better would be like a long 2x4, and just weight that decal down for a while. Get it flat, get it straight, let it sit on a workbench so that it'll ease some of that memory that it has when it comes out of the box. All right, now we don't have all day to wait for this to flatten out, so we're just gonna have to move on with the instructions. So one of the things that we need to do is prep the decal so that you know how to install it later and where to install it later. So there's a couple of things we need to do. You need to find a center point on each one of these decals. So let's just turn it this way. And what we're going to do, just for convenience sake, is we'll take a little masking tape here, and I'll actually just tack it down to the table. If I can get the masking tape started here. Okay, so we'll tack it down to the table. It makes it easier for you to see. If you have neglected the part about preparing this on a workbench, or you just don't have a workbench to work on, you can actually use the side of the machine. Just tape it flat to the side of the machine, and you can do your prep right there. So let's put a center mark on the decal. So we'll go, this decal happens to be about 31.5, so that is 15.5, 15.75 is the center mark. So you'll just put a little mark right there on that pre-mess. Don't worry, that mark is not going to show through and damage the decal. All right, so that'll tell you where to go left to right, but you also want to know how to measure from top to bottom. And so you'll notice here, actually before I even put the marks, that there are flat-bottomed letters and numbers, and there are also rounded ones. So whenever you're going to put marks on, you want to find two that are identical, either two that are flat or two that are round. And in this case, what we're going to do, just so that it's clear, is I'm going to mark from one rounded one to the next one, and just draw a line. Now, this is not going to be perfect. You might want to be a little bit more precise. But you'll notice that there's a slight difference between the rounded ones and the flat ones. Okay, once that's done, you now have a good line that you can measure from on either side of the decal, and you also have a good center mark. So this decal is prepared. There's one final thing that I see here that I'm going to want to do, and that is trim a little bit of the excess off this decal just to make sure that none of that would interfere with the installation later on. Now, I'm going to tape this down again, and I want to emphasize something here. Many times people are in the habit of just doing what we call the peel and stick. They'll just peel the decal off and they'll hope to eye it up and they'll stick it on the surface. By all means, avoid that. The way that we're showing you in this video is going to allow you to precisely install decals so that they are consistently where you want them and the way that you want them. Now, the exact same thing that I showed you with how to put your center mark and how to put a bottom alignment mark, you can use that for this larger Komatsu decal as well. All right, I think that's about it for the prepping the decal. We've covered the basics of that. We're going to move on to the machine and how to prepare the machine in the next section of the video.